Hey, nerdy sports fan here, and in this lull of the NFL offseason, we're taking a look back. Now, the common wisdom with the NFL draft is you really can't get a good grasp on what you have until about 3 or so years later. So that's what we're doing. We're regrading the 2017 draft for every team in the league. Now that there's been a few years, we have a firm understanding of what these guys have actually been able to deliver in the NFL. So we have a firm understanding of how good or how bad these front offices really did in that draft. So we're starting things off with the AFC East, wrapping that division up with the New England Patriots. Now, the Patriots, and this is an example of this year, for a very long time, really covered a lot of their other issues with the simple fact that they have Bill Belichick, one of the greatest defensive minds at head coach ever in the league, if not just the best head coach ever in the league, and Tom Brady at quarterback, the best quarterback ever in the league. When you have those two guys on the team, the rest of the team doesn't necessarily have to hold its end of the bargain up that much. You're spackling over a lot of holes. There have been problem years where the whole draft is just crap, or the offseason in general doesn't produce a damn thing. But you still have Belichick, you still have Brady, you're still going to win. So now we're coming into the time where this sort of thing is going to matter. How good or how bad Belichick is at drafting and getting people in free agency is going to have a bigger, brighter spotlight on it. Because Tom Brady not being there, you don't have that safety net on the offensive side. So that's one of the reasons that I really wanted to dig back into these older drafts, because so much of the team development is just through the draft. And a lot of these teams, like the Patriots, that have been extremely good for an extremely long time, kind of sell the draft away for win now mode. And that's certainly what happened here. The first round draft pick, I get it, it's literally the last draft pick in the first round, but you still gave away your first round draft pick for Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks has since played for now 2 other teams. Now the Rams got rid of him, traded him to Houston just recently. So you gave away your first round draft pick for a player that did not last long on the team at all. I get it, injuries. You can't necessarily predict that. But yeah, he's very, very talented when he's healthy. Didn't last with the team because of that, and you gave away a first round draft pick in order to get that player on the team. That's definitely a huge negative. And the player selected with that pick, Ryan Ramczyk, is one of the better tackles in the league right now. So, yeah, I think the Saints got the better end of that deal for sure. Now, the second round pick got traded away in another bid for another player that didn't last and was crap. But you move down and you get an extra third round pick. So, in the third round, you get Derek Rivers. Derek Rivers is still on the team. Hasn't really done a damn thing. He got hurt early in his rookie year. Last year, he was on injured reserve. He was hurt in the 2018 year. Just nothing from the guy. Okay? So the first guy you actually draft in the 2017 draft is a dude that's done nothing in the league except for collect a paycheck and get a jersey with his name on it. So that doesn't really bode well. All right? You've traded picks away for players that aren't on the team anymore. And the first guy that we come across that is still on the team has just been hurt his entire career. You have no idea what you have in him. But, we're pretty sure at this point, just not going to last in the league. So then you have Antonio Garcia, not on the team anymore. He's playing for the Colts, the backup offensive lineman. And then you get yourself a diamond in the rough. Dietrich Weiss. comes around in the 4th round. 4th round draft pick. It's actually a solid rotational defensive lineman. He's not making waves. People aren't game planning specifically for him. But anybody who can contribute significantly in a defensive line rotation has real value in this league. Rotational depth at defensive line is one of the key reasons that pressure up the middle philosophy of today works. These guys are freaking huge, okay? And if you want them to go full speed at the quarterback up the middle to try and get pressure on these guys who really can't move as well as some of the other players on the team, you need to give them a blow. All right, you need to give them a break. So rotating guys in is so big in today's NFL for the kind of pressure you need to produce on quarterbacks. So getting a guy in the 4th round who can assist in that area is big. But then you wrap things up with Connor McDermott. Now, if you drafted a short Irishman who's the best UFC fighter in history in the 6th round, I'd probably say this is a good draft. But no, you drafted a crap-ass backup offensive lineman who's no longer on the team, and in fact plays for a division rival, Buffalo Bills now. So, yeah, what do you have there? Okay, in this draft, you got 2 guys that are still on the team, including players that you traded draft picks away for. 2 guys out of this draft that are still on the team. One of them has been hurt his entire career and you don't know a damn thing about him. The other one is just a rotational depth defensive line player. So this draft is absolute crap. Okay? I'm almost wasting my time talking about it. But no, this is an F. All right? This is a big fat F. And the Patriots have done that a lot. But it gets ignored. Because when you get a couple of veteran free agents towards the end of their career that really help produce, and you have Brady and you have Belichick, there's a lot of things that get ignored. Well, that's not going to happen anymore. Players from this draft should now be stars on their team, should now be the cornerstone of their franchise. That sure as shit ain't happening for New England. So now we're starting to get the idea of why people around the league are saying New England's not necessarily going to fare too well without Brady. Now, personally, I think that's a bit early to say. Belichick is fantastic. So he's going to be able to coach guys up and get people in the right position. It's what they do with it when they're in that position that becomes the problem. That's why he likes a lot of the veteran free agent moves instead of drafting. We'll see how it works. But again, this draft produced absolutely fucking nothing of value for the Patriots. And this should be, at this point, a cornerstone of the franchise. So we'll see how it continues to develop. Like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you think about what happened back in this draft, and any draft for that matter. We'll just keep talking all off season about this. Really appreciate you guys watching. Thanks.